Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Era of Content YouTube channel. So, everybody, yesterday we had our 4th episode of Moon Knight release. Now, this was quite a wild episode. I will say this first half of this video, or the first beginning part of this video, will be spoiler-free, and then I'm going to go into some spoilers. So I'll warn you when I go into spoilers. You'll be able to tell when I put something else on the screen that we've entered spoiler territory. So, before I begin talking about episode 4 here, I'd like to sort of begin talking about the first 3 episodes really briefly, because this is my first episode, or first video, about Moon Knight on the channel here. So, overall, I was very excited for Moon Knight. I think, it was sort of marketed as a action-adventure, Indiana Jones type of series. I definitely see a lot of that in there, especially the action adventures. Definitely some Indiana Jones aspects, but yeah, I thought maybe a little more, but we'll get into some more of that in a little bit here. So, first couple episodes, I love Steven so much. I think he's such a great character. Mark, I understand his struggle related to Khonshu and making sure that Layla isn't the next Avatar after him, so I understand he's worried. But in terms of his personality, I don't like him as much as Steven. Steven is just such a kind soul and such a happy person in many ways, so I really do really enjoy that character a lot more. So because of that, episode 3 wasn't a personal favorite of mine due to Mark taking a much more primary role in the episode, but, it was okay. I do find a lot in the Marvel series, which for the most part I've all really enjoyed. I find the 3rd episode to be usually one of the weakest ones of each series, because, you sort of, as you're building up towards some very important role, the middle of the series, typically that 3rd episode, you have just sort of some narrative or discussion between different actors that really are allowing the story to move forward. So you sort of need that middle piece of the time just to allow for something really good in the 4th episode and 5th and 6th and so on. So I do understand why I do typically find episode 3 to be a little bit more on the boring side, but overall, as a whole, I've really enjoyed the series. Like I said, with 3 being a little more boring for me, 4 was definitely more exciting. So I liked a lot of the action and sort of the mission that was there within the episode. I thought it was really, really cool. So beyond that, I really don't know what else to say without getting into spoilers. So this is the warning here. Let's get into spoilers. Oh my gosh, I was so shocked at the end of the episode seeing this hippo goddess here. What a crazy last 10 minutes of an episode. Like, holy cow, that was a very, very wild ride. My personal take on it is that what we're seeing in these last 10 minutes within this some sort of, home or institute of some sort. I think it's within Mark and Steven's mind after he was shot. I think this is like within his mind that he's seeing all this, because obviously you see all the people that he knows, and I don't think this part of the story is really happening in real life, but it's all just internal within Mark as he's sort of drowning there after being shot. So very interesting, very confusing, and then a couple things we see, that big tomb with someone inside shaking it. It seems like, personally, I don't know if you've read the comics or not. It sounds like there's another personality that will probably be in there. That's my guess based on what I know, and I haven't, read the Moon Knight comics or all. But that's very curious. And then we have to get to this hippo goddess. So I forget the name of the goddess based on what I was reading the actual Egyptian lore, but it sounds like this is a hippo goddess of fertility, of sort of new life. So I read those sort of words, and I was sort of thinking maybe this is sort of going to bring about new life for Mark and Steven. They're going to have more control, and this hippo goddess is going to help them out, help them figure out what their next steps are. So what Mark and Steven are going to do next. Um, like I said, the episode I enjoyed more. I thought sort of with being inside, the tomb area with like the big maze and whatever was happening with the people or the creatures that were chasing Mark and Layla. I have no idea what was happening there or who those people were, but they were really freaky. I thought that was a really, really interesting aspect of the episode. Arthur Harrow, always creepy, always, scary as ever. Speaking to Layla there about her father. There was a lot going on for the episode. I don't know. So as a whole, so far, I'm liking Moon Knight, but I'm just curious to see where Moon Knight goes in the future. I want to see Moon Knight as the superhero that he's supposed to be. Well, obviously, he's not necessarily a superhero in the comics, but I think that's really what the MCU is going to have Moon Knight do in the future. I think he is going to be more of a superhero character than maybe an anti-hero like he might be in the comics. So basically, like, I get this as an origin story of Moon Knight, and for what that is, I think they're doing a very good job at it, but I like seeing the superhero stuff, so I'm curious to see how this wraps up and really where I'm going to see Moon Knight next. I think the end of the series could show us a lot of interesting things to give us some hints at where we could see him next. I don't know. I'm curious. I think where we'll see him next, personally, is going to be maybe a Doctor Strange movie, like a Doctor Strange 3. If you know, in the comics, Moon Knight is part of the Midnight Suns. Sort of like how we don't have the next Doctor Strange called Doctor Strange 2, The Multiverse of Madness. It's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I think the third Doctor Strange could be like Doctor Strange and the Midnight Suns. So having sort of like a group of people with Doctor Strange. I don't know. That's my personal guess right now, but I am very curious. I think sooner or later he'll be, like the official Avenger or whatnot for some sort of future Avengers project. But who else do you think, if there are any cameos at the end, who else do you think could show up at the end of Moon Knight? Maybe a post-credits scene. Personally, I think the best bets here are Blade, sort of like Dane Whitman in Eternals, and Dane Whitman. Dane Whitman in the museum that he works at was only like a couple minutes by car from the museum that Steven worked at. So I almost think there could be like a connection there. Maybe those two get together because Dane already knows Blade, and that's how Blade becomes involved. Maybe both of those characters are in a post-credit scene or the end of this series. I'm very curious. I have no idea. And a lot of that is really cool. Like, I have no idea what's going to happen with this hippo goddess here. So, overall, it's not like my favorite series so far, but I'm enjoying just seeing where it's going to go because I have literally no idea because it's so out there. But yeah, tell me what you all think in the comments down below. It should be an interesting last 2 episodes, to say the least. Very excited to see where it goes. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching today. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day.